The Terrifier goes towards his bag and takes a chainsaw. He goes to attack the couples in the stall and viciously murders them.
The movie opens during the Christmas period. Juliet wakes her mom, Victoria, and tells her that someone is on the roof and she can't sleep. Victoria takes her back to her room and reassures her it was just a nightmare. She promises to make her some cookies and goes to do so. Victoria hears a loud noise, but ignores it the first couple of times. She then hears it again from the front door, so she locks it. She tells Mark about the noises she and Juliet heard, but Mark is too sleepy to care. The noises become more intense and wake Juliet. She goes downstairs to investigate and sees something move. Frightened, she goes to Timmy's room to wake him up. She then goes downstairs again and sees someone dressed as Santa. She hides as the man doesn't notice her and heads upstairs. She hears thumping sounds from Timmy's room. We see the man go to the parents' room, where he viciously murders Mark. Victoria wakes up to the grotesque scene of her dead husband. She screams in terror and runs, but the clown chases her. Victoria goes to Juliet's room but can't find her. She rushes to Timmy's room and finds him dead. Grieving, she runs downstairs to the front door. As she struggles to open it, the clown strikes her with an axe, killing her. He enjoys the cookies Victoria left on the table and even washes the plate when he's done. As he's cleaning, he hears noises and discovers Juliet hiding in a kitchen cabinet. 5 years earlier, a cop investigates a murder scene and finds a dead body. He communicates with his team and continues his investigation. Suddenly, the dead body disappears, attacks the cop from behind, and kills him. The clown boards a train and replaces his head with the cop's. At a prison, a man hears a loud noise and goes to check it out. He finds a gruesome scene, and the clown kills him too. They both sit in the train, and a passerby waves to them, complimenting them. In the present day, Greg picks up Sienna, his niece, and drives her back home. When they arrive, Gabby runs out and hugs Sienna. They embrace, and Gabby shows Sienna her room, making her happy. The next day, a demolition crew arrives at a house where the Terrifier hides his victims' bodies. Dennis investigates and finds Art's body, while Jackson discovers Victoria's lifeless body. Art throws Dennis aside, and Vicky kills Jackson. Meanwhile, the family is having breakfast. Sienna gets lost in thought, recalling seeing her friends covered in blood, and decides to leave the room. At school, Jonathan goes to his room and finds Cole making out with Mia. She introduces herself to Jonathan and mentions that he used to fight Art the Clown. She asks him to be a guest on her podcast, and he says he'll think about it. His sister calls him, saying she can't stop abusing drugs because she's seeing visions of her old friends. Later, a girl asks Sienna what's wrong, but Sienna changes the subject. In the next scene, the Terrifier uses liquid nitrogen to freeze a rat, then smashes it into pieces. In a bar, Art sees a man dressed as Santa. He approaches, and the group asks what's in his bag. Art acts like a clown before shooting everyone. He takes the Santa costume as a new disguise while the man begs for his life. Art uses liquid nitrogen to freeze the man's hands and then tortures him, ripping off his beard. The next day, Sienna and Gabby go shopping for outfits. Gabby leaves Sienna for a moment, and Sienna sees Art the Clown. Meanwhile, Jonathan is watching Mia's podcast, where she talks about the clown. Later, Sienna tells Jonathan she saw the Terrifier at the mall, but he doesn't believe her. He tells her she's imagining things since they already killed the Terrifier. Art sneaks into the mall and takes Santa's seat. He calls a girl over and gives her a gift. Other kids rush to him, and he hands out more gifts. The security notices him and comes to chase him away, but a kid opens one of the presents, causing a bomb to detonate. Art smiles at the explosion. Sienna returns home and tries to hide a gift behind the tree. Gabby startles her, thinking it's her gift. Sienna then goes upstairs to wash her hands. Greg is watching the news when they find out about the explosion at the mall. A witness tells the reporter that a gift from the clown caused the explosion. Sienna starts to panic, knowing the Terrifier is back. She tells them they need to leave immediately. Greg calls Jonathan to inform him about Sienna, and she takes the phone to explain the situation to her brother. He finally agrees to come home. Mia and Cole are in the bathroom together, but Art is also there, urinating in the same room. He grabs a chainsaw from his bag, brutally injures Cole, and then kills Mia. Greg calls Jonathan, telling him to leave his lodge and meet him outside. At night, Sienna is sleeping but has nightmares about her past. She wakes up to loud noises and goes downstairs to check. She sees Vicky and Arthur in the kitchen together. Arthur hits her and knocks her out. He ties her up, along with Greg's wife, to a chair. Arthur laughs at them and gives them a gift. When they open it, it's Gabby's head. The two maniacs force a tube down Jessica's mouth and make a rat crawl inside, killing her. Vicky removes the tape and places a thorny crown on Sienna's head. Vicky tells her it's not Gabby, and Arthur brings Gabby into the room, showing that he didn't kill her. Gabby screams for help while Arthur prepares to kill her. Sienna fights back despite Vicky's attempt to possess her soul. Arthur is about to kill Gabby when she shows them the gift Sienna hid. Arthur goes to Gabby and injures her hands with an axe so she can't defend herself. Sienna opens the gift, catching them off guard. She throws a sword at Vicky and decapitates her. Gabby startles Sienna, but they share a brief hug before Arthur attacks again. Sienna fights back with the sword, and Gabby helps a little. Arthur slams Sienna down and is about to kill her, but she escapes, only to be tossed aside again. As the battle continues, Gabby spots the sword. Before Arthur can reach his weapons, she stabs him and tries to kill him. Vicky's blood begins to swirl around Gabby, causing her to fall into a hole. Sienna leaves Arthur and tries to rescue Gabby, but is unable to save her. Gabby falls with her sword. Sienna looks up to find that Arthur has escaped. She takes off the crown and weeps in pain. Arthur waits at a bus stop, and when a bus arrives, he boards. He startles a woman on the bus as it drives away. The movie ends. If you enjoyed this recap, kindly drop a like.